Hi friends, okay, welcome to this week's How To Tuesday. Today we are going to work in a monochromatic palette. I'm going to do blues and greens. Blues and greens. So I grabbed a bunch of different things. This is my substrate, Fabriano Hot Press 140 pound watercolor paper. 140 pound Fabriano. And then I have my Danielle Smith. You've seen me use these a lot. I have my green gold, and I have my indigo, I have my phthalo green, and I have my moon glow, and my sap green, and my petrolin green. I have my blues and greens right here in this palette. I grab them just like anything that I ever use. I grab them. I might not use all of it, but I have it just in case. So I have these blue and green palette, and then I have my neocolors. I had really no idea until I started searching for blues and greens actually how many. I mean, look at this. That's a crazy amount of blue and green palette. Now there's a little bit of purple in here too, but most of it's blues and greens. That's really exciting. That's very exciting. And if you're not familiar with neocolor, they are water soluble. They work like a wax crayon, but they're water soluble. So you can leave them as like a coloring crayon, or you can activate them with either gesso, clear gesso, white gesso, black, whatever it is, or water. It's either one. I'm gonna grab this too, just in case I decide to add some gesso. I wasn't thinking about it until I just said that, so I'm gonna have it just in case to the side if I want to. I also grabbed my currants. Oh, sorry, my Prima palette currants, which is all of these blues and greens. Can you tell that I like blues and greens a lot? And also my Terrain Prima palette, which has mostly greens in here. A good variety of greens. And I think, let's see, I got the one blue. Yeah, so blues, I have a lot of choices. Again, not sure if I'm going to use them all. Sometimes I see something and I zero in on a piece or a medium and I just stick with it. And I let it happen because I work intuitively. So there you go. I also grabbed my babies, my blues, my cool palette, my blues and greens Untitled Chalk pastel pencils, and my little mini vac that I use now. If I'm going to use my pencils, I will use this. This also, I bought this Derwent extra large graphite a long time ago, and I bought it for the blue and the green in it. So I might use that too. I grabbed it just in case. And then I grabbed my Winsor Newton watercolor brushes, size 8 and 4 for the parts that I use watercolor. And then I will have, let me grab those. I will need a regular brush for, oh, that's not it. A regular paintbrush for my, if I want to activate these guys, because I don't want to mix. I would never use, you should never use your watercolor brushes for anything other than watercolor. That's a size 6. That's actually a good size. Only use your acrylics for acrylic and this kind of stuff, and then the watercolors solely for watercolor. Sometimes ink too. Ink you can get away with, like if it's a real liquidy ink, you know, an ink bottle type of ink, but not, I wouldn't use it to activate anything really. And I think, oh, and then of course I grabbed these because there might be some spots where I want a little bit more definition that a blue color isn't going to get me. The darker blues in the Carpethels, I don't know if anybody else has that problem. Sometimes they, like, you know, sometimes a pencil or even a chalk pastel pencil has like a coating or something on it, and it doesn't lay down as bold a color. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. So I grabbed these just in case, because I know I'm definitely going to want darker blues. So I grabbed these so I can have some depth in some spots. Okay, and then the white is just kind of a neutral. These are kind of what I would consider neutral anyways if I'm doing a monochromatic palette. So, okay. And I said I'm using the Fabriano Hot Press watercolor paper, and I think that's it. This actually, if you haven't seen it, this is Watercolors 2. Neocolors 2. There's Neocolors 1 and Neocolors 2. Neocolors are not water soluble. Neocolors 1 are not water soluble. Neocolors 2 are water soluble, and they come in this. This is, this actually has 3 tiers in it. I just took out the other 2 because I was digging for all the blues and greens. So just, that's a good side note, which I recently discovered a few months ago, that Neocolor 1 is not water soluble and Neocolor 2s are water soluble. So there is that. Okay, so let's get started. You guys, if you like what you're seeing and you're enjoying How To Tuesdays, please like and subscribe and click that bell. Let us click the bell so that you get notification when a video drops personally to your email box and or phone. I usually see them on my phone. As well, also, I have started a Patreon channel. Woohoo! I would love, 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 and be very grateful if you guys would go and check it out and see what I'm offering my patrons. And join me. It's a fun place to be. We have all kinds of fun things going on. Lots of specialized videos for depending on what tier you guys sign up. For when you guys do that, you allow me to continue doing what I love to do. I love to do this. I have the best job in the world, and I love giving back, and I love being able to do YouTube videos for you guys. And by you guys joining and signing up, I'm able to continue to do so. So I would really appreciate if you went and took a look. Okay, you guys? Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. guys. There she is. Ooh, let's zoom out a little. Okay, she's done. Never done where I've laid the watercolor first and then built on top of it. Wanted to, I've always wanted to. I have a lot of never dones, which is so fun because I get to take you guys on that journey with me. I used a bunch of stuff, as you saw. I'll tag everything down in the description box. If I can find it, I will tag it in the description box. I will also tag my Next Generation Art Facebook group, private group, where we have weekly challenges, 4 weekly challenges now, plus year-long challenges, all kinds of fun stuff. And also a link to my Patreon channel. And yeah, I think that's it. This was fun. I would love to try it in another, like a warm color palette. Like did a cool color palette, do a warm color palette, although I'm so drawn to these colors constantly. What's funny is I love to do art in these colors, but I don't really wear these colors. If the closest I get to the blues are the denim. But that's it. Isn't that funny? So funny. Anywho, thank you for being here, you guys. This was cool. And it has a lot of potential to be very dynamic and also really subtle. You can push back on some of this. You can add more of that gesso to push it back and have it not be so bold. Yeah, it's a combination of the new lesson where I've laid everything down first and then built on top of it, plus the lesson where I did the real simplistic, quote unquote, easy, not so easy, where I made it look like it was kind of coming through the paper as opposed to sitting on top of the paper. Right now, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more gesso because, you know, I can. Why not? I'm going to add a little bit more. Let me do a little, I think it's time for me to buy some more gesso. Just try not to load your brush up too much, or your knife up too much, because you'll be sad if you go whoosh and wipe through the whole thing. If you do, and guess what? You get to just build on top of it. No biggie. No, oops, a little too much. No biggie. Now, I did a little too much there for me, for my liking, so I'm going to come back in and arrange that, fix it. And then I'll start adding marks too, because why not? It's so much fun, you guys. And the stuff's still wet and I'm going through it. You just never know, you guys. You never know. If you don't experiment, you never know. Remember, it's just art supplies. Just art supplies. Everything's replaceable. If you have an idea, go for it. Completely annihilated her ear over there. I'm okay with it. Oh, you know what I didn't use? What I forgot to use were my blocks. See, I like that. I like that the black pushed her forward a little. I do like it. And this is going over all the texture I made with the gesso, and it's very much working. You know what I do, you guys? I have like a little wet towel over here on the side that when I use my fingers to blend stuff, I'll wipe my fingers on the wet towel so it keeps it from, so I have some actual clean fingers. At least I try to. Well, this just made it so much richer. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my black again. I'm going to grab my black charcoal. See how much? It might not let me do a lot over here because I put that stuff down first. The Neocolor, because it's a wax, so it might not, it'll resist it to an extent. Potential is there. Don't swipe. You don't want to smush unless you do. Okay. Am I done? Am I done? Just experimenting, you guys. And I love the look of both of this. I like that you can see it looks like a crayon. And then I love that you can blend it out. And I love the light on top of the dark. Yes, please. So cool. I don't like this blue though. This blue is a little too, I don't know, blue. I want a darker blue. Be brave, you guys. Don't be afraid. Okay, thank you so much. I think I'm done. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next week.